Hey everyone, today I'm excited to show you an n8n workflow that's hidden the loop validation for email replies.
I will show you now a demonstration of how it works. Here, the Telegram bot sends me a generated reply from my workflow, and I have to approve or reject or give a feedback. For now, I'll just give it a feedback to change or to add a signature. Please replace Zohair, which is my name, with a chosen signature. I'll choose Deal Hunters. All right, let's see what happens. As you can see, so it is replaced successfully. Now I will approve and go to my Gmail account and then see the draft of the generated reply. As you can see, it's successfully set. So this is basically how it works. It's very simple. Now let's dive into the workflow. Right, the workflow starts with a Gmail trigger. Let's execute the node to get the email. I just sent myself an email, which is a test. I just typed in test. Here it is. And then let's go to the reply generator, which is an AI agent or a basic LLM. In the prompt, we drag and drop the snippet, which is the message. And in the system prompt, we basically telling the AI agent to reply on emails in a professional, as a professional copywriter. It's a simple prompt. Let's go and execute the node. Here we got our reply, but it's a bit messy. We got the subject and the message body in one string. That's why I added a function node. With this JavaScript node, we get the subject and the message body separated, as you can see. So I will leave all the links for the JavaScript codes in this workflow and the AI agent prompts as well, along with the template, of course. Here is the limit node. Sometimes we got multiple items, so we need only one item. And here, the set node has the message that we will send to the Telegram bots. For me, or the Telegram bot will send this message to me to approve or reject or give a feedback. Right, and here we got our Telegram node, which sends the approval to me to check. So I'll execute the flow to receive the message approval. Then approve or reject, as you can see, along with the message, of course. I'll walk you through this, the configuration of this node, starting with the resource, which is a message, and then the operation is to send a message. And here, the chat ID, and then the test from the AI agent with the approval message. And here, the reply method. Click on inline keyboard and choose a button, or click on add a button. And then in the test, I'll just type in approval, which is the name of the button. And here, the callback data, which is the data that will be sent from me to the workflow. All right, I'll type in true, and we'll need an execution ID. It's basically just a number of which of every execution. All right, I'll just keep it true for approval and false for reject. All right, so each time I send an approval, it will be sent as true and reject as false. All right. So here it's the wait node. We set it on webhook call, and in the HTTP request, I'll keep it post. And the limit type, it'll be after a certain amount of time, which I set as 7, which is 7 minutes. So if it passes 7 minutes without any response, it will be executed as an error or executed as an empty output. So when I execute this step, I will have to approve or reject or give a response so that the workflow will be continuing. But before that, we'll have another workflow with this HTTP request URL. Here it is. Here is the URL from the wait node along with an execution ID. So when I execute this node, it'll output my response as approval or reject. So I'll just click on approval. And as you can see, I will get a true response along with a number. That number is the execution ID from the other workflow. Here it is. It's necessary to add these steps, the callback query and the message. The message for the feedback and the callback query for the approval. All right, let's execute the other node, which is an if node. So whether it's an approval or a feedback. For now, it's an approval, so it'll go to the false branch. We got a set node that will pull out the data needed for the HTTP request, which is our response, whether it's a true or false, reject or approval, and the execution ID. So here we got the execution ID in one string with the approval. So I added another function node with a JavaScript code to separate the execution ID from the approval data. As you can see, we got the execution ID separated from the approval data with this JavaScript node that you will get from my website. Here it is. You can copy and paste this JavaScript code, the extract approval data. Then in the HTTP request, we got the URL along with the execution ID. So we just dragged and dropped the execution ID from the previous node. And down below, we got the approval response. Of course, as a JSON. And if we got the feedback, it'll be here. For now, we got the approval data, which is true. Let's execute the step. So once we execute the step, the other workflow will be finished. All right, let's see. It is successfully executed. As you can see, we got the data we needed. Now let's go to the other step, which is an if node. This if node It's like the one in the other workflow. So one branch for the feedback and the other for the approval. For now, we have an approval, so it'll go to this node, which is a switch node. The switch node is for whether it's true or false, approved or rejected. The other node will be a set node. That has the email that I approved, that I got from the approval data node. Let's execute this node. And here we got our Gmail, and it is not a clean JSON again. So I got another JavaScript code in a function node to clean our JSON output. As you can see, it is cleaned, and let's send it to our Gmail. And it successfully went directly to our drafts. Now let's go back to our workflow. Let's execute the workflow again to walk you through the feedback route. I'll execute the workflow, and we will get another message again. I'll reply to this. Please replace the signature with deal hunter. So as I showed you in the beginning of this video, I'll send it to the Telegram bot and execute this workflow. Let's work through this workflow. So here we got the message I sent to the Telegram bot. So it went to the other route, the feedback route, which is a set node that has the information we need, the execution ID and the feedback message, and another code node with a JavaScript node and the HTTP request, of course. So this workflow has continued after we sent to the HTTP request. Let's walk you through it. We got another AI agent that generates the edited reply message. According to my feedback, it changed the signature with this simple prompt. As you can see, I got it back real quick, and now it's waiting again for my approval. As you can see, I'll approve this reply, and the workflow will continue. After, of course, I execute this one. As you can see, it went directly to my drafts. Let's go to the Gmail. And here it is. Here is the reply along with the signature I required or I requested from the Telegram bots. Now I'll just walk you through some nodes that we didn't see. Here in the if node, we got another route that leads to the rejected reply messages. And also I will walk through the second AI agent that edits the reply according to my feedback and then sends it to another function node. It's like the first one. It just separates the message, and then the set node to send it as body, and then it loop over the other set node before the Telegram node, and then it sends it back to me. The Telegram bot sends it back to me, and then the wait node just waits for my answer. And then eventually we got the create draft node. It is simple. On the resources, we just put draft and the operation create, of course, and we drag and drop the subject along with the message. And then we get the draft created with the reply approved by me. And now let's go to the other workflow. And let me show you real quick. So we got the Telegram trigger. In the trigger on section, so we add the message and then the callback query. So the message is for the feedback and of course the callback query for the approval. So we got two different routes, one for feedback and the other for the approval. And eventually we got the HTTP request. So here is the tutorial of human in the loop. Thanks for watching and see you next time.